I didn't want to talk about this, but I feel I have to. Because two successful black men should not have even had to engage in this stupidity on Will Smith's part at the Oscars. When he walked up on stage and cold clocked Chris Rock for making a G.I. Jane joke about Jada Pinkett. For those of you that don't know, G.I. Jane was a movie, and Demi Moore, I believe, played her, and she was, I guess, she joined the army, I guess, and during the time, I don't think women were able to join the army. So anyway, it was a woman in the military. That's what it was, and she cut her hair when she was in the military, and Jada Pinkett was, for whatever reason, bald. I don't know, but she didn't have any hair, and Chris Rock made the joke, Jada can't wait to see G.I. Jane 2. And everybody started laughing. It wasn't even really a funny joke. It was funny in the sense was he was just kind of, going along with the show as he was hosting. Will Smith walks on stage, Chris Rock unexpectedly, and he clocks him and walks away. And for a guy that played in the movie Muhammad Ali, you'd think that punch would be, because, hey, Chris Rock, like, oh, wow. Yeah, maybe his jaw was a little jarred and he couldn't speak as well, but he's like, oh, okay. Yeah, that was interesting. And Will Smith goes back to his seat and says, keep my wife's effing name out your mouth. And Chris Rock is like, what? Are you serious? Yeah. Keep my wife's effing name out your mouth. Chris Rock was, yeah, I will. It had the greatest comeback line ever. That made for good TV. So we're here, and then he continued on. But I don't want to see Will and Jada Pinkett at any Black Lives Matter conferences or marches or any protests at all. This woman, Jada Pinkett, cheats on Will Smith multiple times. He openly accepts it, makes jokes about it. One of the most infamous memes of, I think, 2020, 2021. He's supposed to be like, his kids are all over the place like nutcases, saying they could be what they want to be and do what the guy's into this crazy Scientology or whatever it is. This guy's a mess. He obviously has anger management problems. This is Hollywood. You can't take a joke? Chris Rock is one of the greatest comedians ever. Will, you just showed what character you have, Will Smith. And it's terrible. And people pump you up like you're the greatest thing ever. But there's something going on. There's something going on with them in their marriage. And like in all marriages. But don't put on this facade like you guys are okay and you've moved on. If you look at Jada Pinkett's face when Chris Rock made the joke, it was uncomfortable for her for whatever reason. Obviously, to me, Will Smith wasn't comfortable with her hair being that way. And there were some issues. And it was a sensitive issue for her. And she was self-conscious about it. And he made a joke. And Will Smith couldn't take it. And he's going to look stupid when he's all in the tabloids and on the talk shows and people are telling him he needs to get some help. There's probably some anger in there. Then the mental health is going to come up, which, by the way, I don't take mental health lightly, but I do think that just because we have life takes over and things happen and we can't handle it, we want to say mental health. When a lot of times it's not the case. It's just that you have to go through the adversity and persevere to get through whatever trial you're going through. And yes, you might need to take times off. Yes, you might need to regroup. Yes, you might need to get into your prayer closet or do whatever it is that you do to get yourself right. But this the whole thing with Will Smith and Cole Clock and Chris Rock and class act. But Will Smith owes an apology to the Oscars. He owes an apology to Chris Rock and his family. And to be honest, he owes an apology to the black community, because there's no way in the world that America, millions and millions watching on TV, should have saw that because a comedian made a joke about his wife. It wasn't anything sexual. It wasn't anything where he was trying to, make advances to her, telling her how good she looks. She's in Hollywood. He's in Hollywood. They're in the limelight. It was a clean joke for celebrities. There's one thing if Will Smith is there and he has his wife and she's not famous. No one knows who Jada Pinkett is. And she's not famous and nobody knows who she is. And he says something about his wife. I could almost understand that because his wife didn't ask for that, because she's just there with him. But even that, he's a comedian. But leave me a comment in the comment section. If anybody is bold enough to say that Will Smith was right about what he did, please leave a comment in the comment section. I understand totally. Taking up for your wife. Yeah, stand up for your wife. Yeah, don't let nobody say nothing about your wife in the presence of all the... But you're in the spotlight. This is different for you. That's like Russell Westbrook saying, don't call him Westbrick. Well, if you're playing that way and the fans aren't saying anything derogatory towards your family, they're not saying anything towards you personally, like calling you out of your name as far as profanity or, dropping the N-word on you or calling you. They're just saying, oh, you throwing up bricks. You can't shoot. These are facts. You've been shooting terrible. You've been shooting bricks. But it's not out of line. It's not out of line in the context of sporting events. You boo. You cheer. These guys understand that as athletes. Doesn't mean that you get to say and do anything you want to them because they're athletes. We saw that at the Malice at the Palace. Okay? KD, I love his game. I might not like what he does personally, but on his social media accounts. But he talks back to the fans. Tells them to shut the F up. Sit they blankety blanks down and this and that. But that's this generation. They can't take it. They're a little soft. They don't have thick skin, and neither did Will Smith in that case. But anyway, that's just my rant. You guys leave me a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. It's the Waters Rant.